One. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of David and Robby's Watch Party. I am David Loveday. With me, as always, is my co-host, standing at 7'8", weighing 23.6852 pounds. It's Robby Tressler. How you doing?
First of all, it's 28.648 pounds. Thank you. And second, I'm doing swell. I mean, I got my drink, I got my big AF donut. I am good to go.
We look, drink of the week. We just gonna Coca-Cola. I wanted to
And I
get
got
that crack on video.
I got the opposite.
All right, let's see. Let's go.
No,
Wasn't as crisp as that one time.
it
We
wasn't.
had to
No,
scrap the video.
I don't think that can be beaten.
All right, before we head into weekend review, Robby, I didn't tell you about this.
Mhm.
We're bringing back a segment that we did during season one that sort of got lost because I lost the item.
Oh wow.
Now, here's the deal. We're only playing one game today, and that's Trivial Pursuit.
Mhm.
I have matched it out. Before Trivial Pursuit, we will have four trivia questions. One now, one before personal questions, one before Roto Rushmore, and one before Trivial Pursuit. If you
All right.
get all four right, I'm gonna take one category of your choice off your board and give you
Bet.
a point. If you
Bet.
can get all four right.
Okay.
That starts now, and this is how this works. I just flip through, tell him a category, give him a set of numbers. He picks a number. I ask a question. We're gonna go right there. I didn't even look.
All
I
right.
just flipped. We are at Survivor Series, and give me a number between 165 and 180.
169.
169. This is about Survivor Series 1999. True or false? Joey Abs, Pete Gas, and Rodney were the only survivors in the second 8-man elimination. Gotta get the question. Okay, I gotta get the answer.
I'm gonna say false.
That is false. None of them survived. That's one out of four.
Oh Lord.
One out of four. If you can get three, if you can get all the questions before Trivial Pursuit right, we will take off one of your categories of your choice.
Bet. We
All
we
right.
definitely gotta find a trivia book that's not from like 2001.
Yes, but you see, I got this for free because
I mean,
it's a it was a Christmas gift
there
a
you
few
go.
years ago. When was this, man? Hang on. We gotta look this up. Yeah, can't see it. I'm like
Yep.
2002. Okay.
Nah, I was a year off, but still.
We were close. All right, we're gonna hop into weekend review. No pay-per-views this week. We already talked about the pay-per-views on the last episode. If you didn't watch that episode, go watch that episode. It's a really good episode. We have a
Please.
special guest. It's awesome.
Great.
Um, so we're just gonna do our normal Raw, NXT, and SmackDown because we don't care about AEW.
We do not.
And Robby, you're gonna do Raw and SmackDown. I will do NXT. So let me pull
All
up
right,
the
boy.
NXT one because that's the only show I didn't watch.
Dang. It was a pretty good episode from what I saw.
I saw highlights after.
Fair.
So. All right, let's start off with the beginning of the week. Monday Night Raw. Very eventful Raw.
It was quite the eventful Raw. Yes, it was. Let me just get it real quick. I probably should have been prepared before this, but I wasn't. It is what it is, you know.
We decide who's doing the shows like maybe 2 minutes before we start.
Pretty much. Like
We
as soon as we get onto a voice call, we're like, all right, so you're doing this show and I'm doing the other show. Okay, let's start.
like
Like,
seriously. So just to give you guys a look into the writing process of the watch party, there's no writing process to the watch
There's
party.
there's no running process.
Literally,
Everything is
the
just
only thing that I do to prepare for watch party is figure out, okay, what games are we playing? And
right.
sometimes I ask him, what games do you want to play? And if there's a Jeopardy, then I will make the Jeopardy. But that's as far as I go
Yeah,
with the watch party writing. All of everything you hear, everything you see is unscripted.
pretty much.
And we're just running it.
We're pretty much everything's just on the fly.
Yeah.
Whatever pops into mind.
Like I'll be totally honest, I don't even have a personal wrestling question yet. We'll
Well,
figure that out when we get there.
you got some time to think about it.
Let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
All right, Monday night. Rah.
Night
So,
Raw.
rah, ooh, ooh. No. All right. So we kicked off Raw with Randall Keefe, Randy Orton, making his grand return after War Games. He basically opened the show, just happy to be back, really excited, and saying he wants to get his revenge on the Bloodline, including Jey Uso. Spoiler: he won't get his revenge on Jey Uso. We'll talk
Yeah,
about that later.
we'll cover that in a little bit.
We'll cover that later. But then Rhea Ripley came out to interrupt him and said that the Judgment Day pretty much took over WWE while he was out, and the Bloodline is none of a concern now. He has to now be worried about the Judgment Day. And Dominic Mysterio, I guess, comes in to attack him. It of course backfires, and now we got a match booked for later, with Randy Orton and Dom in the main event. Oh, by the way, the first hour of the show, for whatever reason, was commercial free,
For
which was
whatever
cool.
reason. Oh no, that
But
we got, yeah, talk about it.
but I have a feeling they made it commercial free for this next match, the tag
Oh
team
no,
turmoil match.
that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking you were talking about this on Monday. The first hour was commercial free, but it was only like 55 minutes. We were scammed.
Oh yeah, we were scammed. We were scammed.
We were
They
scammed.
we At like 8:55 they played a commercial. Like, excuse me, that's not a full hour.
We got scamified.
We, we were hoodwinked.
We were Finkeldorf.
Fingeldorf, flat out deceived.
All right, tag team turmoil.
Tag team turmoil, yes. So this is I believe it's a 6-team tag team turmoil.
Mhm.
Winner gets a shot at the tag titles, and it included Alpha Academy, which was Akira Tozawa and Otis, DIY, the Creed Brothers, the New Day, Imperium, and for whatever reason, Indus-Sher.
For whatever reason,
For whatever reason,
they were running out of tag teams. No.
pretty much. And they didn't get very far. So the match started with DIY versus Alpha Academy. DIY pinned Alpha Academy with their meeting in the middle. And then DIY then eliminated Indus-Sher quite quickly with, I believe, a roll up.
Mhm.
And then the Creed brothers eliminated DIY with, I'm pretty sure you mentioned this, the the questionable finishing move of the Creed brothers, the Brutus Bomb Doomsday Device thing,
Mhm.
which I'm pretty sure does more damage to Brutus than it does to
You mentioned this.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that does more damage to the person doing it than the person taking it
I
in
mean,
more ways than one.
I don't think it was the DIY Brutus Ball that this happened, but one of the Brutus Balls in this tag team turmoil match, the guy who was taking it literally landed on Brutus Creed's arm.
Yeah. And then right after they eliminated DIY, the Creeds then eliminated New Day with, I'm pretty sure, the same thing.
Mhm.
And then they eliminated Imperium in the final match to become number one contenders for the tag titles. I'm pretty sure that was the one where
Where he
I
landed on
think
his
this
arm.
was where Brutus launched. He landed on his neck, basically.
Yeah,
He landed on his neck. It looked like
it did
so.
not look good
It
at
did
all. It
not.
looked ugly.
It looked really ugly. They got to think of something else for the. I like their finishing move before, like
Mhm.
that seated clothesline. I don't know why they got rid of that. They should have just kept that. I like that. But
No,
yes.
but oh,
Oh yeah.
sorry, I cut you off. No, I was gonna say, out of the tag team turmoil matches that I've seen, I feel like I like this one a lot more,
Hmm.
just on like skill power and match quality alone. Like usually with tag team turmoil matches, it's just like, okay, let's get our spots in. We gotta do this quickly. They actually took a little bit of time with some of the matches in this one, like New Day Creeds or Imperium Creeds, which was actually really good final segment.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much every match in this turmoil was good, except for the one involving Indashare. But that's because it's
Yeah.
Indashare. So the Creeds versus Judgment Day will be happening eventually. That should be very interesting.
Very interesting.
Next up we have big meaty men slapping meat because we have Ivar versus Bronson Reed. Yeah, this was a war, and it did not end in a solid finish because it was double countout.
Yeah. I didn't watch it,
So,
so
so I'm guessing we'll get a rematch somewhere down the line, especially after what happened on NXT, which you can talk about. But
yeah.
yeah,
I don't even know about it yet. I was just...
well there you go. Spoiler alert: something happened
oh.
regarding that. Nia Jax versus Zoe Stark. This match was not good because it had Nia Jax. But she defeated Zoe Stark, unfortunately.
Man, our hatred for Nia Jax is just a joke at this point.
It,
It's
I
like
mean,
it's like my
yeah,
hatred for Vince Russo.
right. I mean, can you blame us? She's not good
He's not
at
good.
anything.
But no, it's like my hatred for Russo. That's just a running joke on the show at this point.
Right.
And in life, it's a running joke. Like in our call.
Pretty much. He likes mentioning how much he dislikes Vince Russo. It's quite funny.
It's kind of sad because I think Russo basically stepped out of the main spotlight before I was born.
But yeah, that's wild.
I hate him. I hate him because of New Blood Rising and Victor Road 09. That's the two reasons.
I'm pretty sure we watched New Blood Rising, didn't we?
We did. That's the Judy Bagwell match.
Oh yeah, Judy Bagwell. Okay, moving on from Vince Russo.
How did we get
Chelsea,
here?
I couldn't tell you honestly. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Natalia and Tegan Knox for the women's tag titles. This match was disappointing.
Yeah.
Chelsea Green and Piper Niven don't really make good tag team champions, in my opinion. I mean, Chelsea's great, but Piper is okay.
Yeah, I actually liked the chemistry between Green and DeVille before DeVille
Yeah,
got injured. I feel like Piper's just a stand-in at this point.
she definitely is. Although it seems they kind of might be breaking up, unless I'm just misconstruing that. Because at the end of the match, Chelsea was outside of the ring looking on at Piper, and Piper was in the middle of the ring celebrating with both tag titles. So I don't
Mm.
know if that's going to lead to anywhere or if that's just, Piper got the win and she was just holding up both titles because Chelsea was outside of the ring.
Look, I don't want this to be construed as I'm saying this because it's a women's match because I'm not. I'm saying this because it's Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. If
Mhm.
they do have a big blow off match, please don't put it on a pay per view. Please have it on TV
Yeah, I can't see that match doing well on a pay-per-view. With all due respect to both ladies.
with no respect to both ladies. Don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
With all due respect to both ladies, because I will admit Chelsea Green has actually had some really good characters outside of WWE as well. I did enjoy her hot mess character that she had in like Impact and during All In.
Yeah, Laurel Van Ness.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Mhm.
This was also fun. Dominic Mysterio versus Randy Orton.
That was fun.
It was fun because Randy Orton won and defeated
Obviously.
Dom with an RKO, obviously. And this was after the Judgment Day at ringside were, I guess, trying to interfere in the match. And it just so happens that they spot a wild jelly roll singer, musician person in the crowd, and they start taunting him and having an argument with him. And then Jelly Roll just shoves both JD and Dom. Which,
For no
thinking
reason.
about that, should have made Dom win by DQ, but who's counting?
Should have gotten him kicked out of the arena.
Right, like this man, like putting his hands on wrestlers, like
he just
dude,
he bought a ticket like every other fan.
right?
What do you
But
mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And then the main event of the show, technically, the return of CM Punk and his promo in the end of the show. And he basically just said, I'm home, I'm back.
Yeah,
And there was one other thing I said, I'm blanking. I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money.
that was my favorite line of the promo at the
That
end.
was that, that
I'm
was
not
pretty much
here to
the
make friends. I'm here to make money.
that was pretty much the most important part. Because you could see that as like maybe a shot at the Elite slash
Yeah,
AEW. Because he made quite a lot of enemies over there. So
real glass.
cry me a river. But
Okay, let's talk about that. Someone had a sign that said "Cry
yeah,
Me a
someone
River."
someone had a sign in the crowd that said "Go cry me a river," and they had right next to it they had Punk with his name crossed out. I'm like, oh my god, that's brutal. And you want to know the worst part? It was like right, like you could see it like really well in the hard camera, so there's no way Punk could have missed that. He
Right?
was looking directly into the crowd, like you would have a feeling that he probably saw that sign. He's thinking, what is that? No.
But no.
But yeah,
What'd you think of Raw overall?
overall, I thought it was a pretty good show.
Huh?
All but for War Games, I'm curious to see where we go from here, especially regarding Punk.
Yeah. We are on the road to the Royal Rumble where Punk will probably win. No. Hey,
Maybe.
if you think about it, his last match was the Royal Rumble exactly 10 years ago from this year,
Yeah.
from 2024's Royal Rumble. So if his last match was 2014, he comes into 2024 and 10 years later he wins. I don't know about you, but that's a story right there.
That's pretty massive.
All right, it's time for NXT that I was supposed to watch, but someone didn't answer his phone. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't gonna watch it anyways.
What happened? What? What happened was.
um, but no, I did see some highlights. But we start with the tag team titles on the line. The Family, who I totally forgot were the champions. I thought it was still Chase U at the time.
Hmm.
The Family take on Garza and Korea. Robby, would it be an overstatement right now to say that being in NXT has sort of rejuvenated Garza and Korea?
I mean, given that before NXT, they were just chilling and catering. Absolutely.
Yeah, like they're not the best tag team on NXT, like by a
Yeah.
mile. They're a
Mhm.
really good tag team on NXT right now.
Yeah, they definitely reinvented themselves because before they were just kind of there, like trying to be evil, but not doing a very good job. And now they're like
They're
actually slightly
full
intimidating.
blown heels.
Yeah, full blown heel.
But no, this match got to be the Family retains, of course. But I'll be honest, like if they continue this momentum, I could see Garza and Korea winning those titles next year.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if they didn't win the title, given
Yeah.
how well they're doing.
Mhm. Um, Iron Survivor qualifier.
Mm,
Kiana James versus Kaylani Jordan. I feel like Kaylani Jordan is like I don't want to say pet project because that doesn't sound right, but
mm.
like Shawn Michaels is um like heir to the NXT women's throne at this point. The way
They're
that
definitely
they're
building her
building
up.
her. Yeah, the
Yeah.
way that they're building her. I would not be surprised if she won the Iron Survivor Challenge,
Hmm.
or if she at least got like really close to winning the Iron Survivor Challenge. But
Right.
no, she did qualify. She did defeat Kiana James in a match that was pretty good. It got a B minus. Solid action. The NXT has been really good with like in ring quality as of late.
I agree. They definitely been stepping it up a bit, which I'm
Mm,
all for.
mm. But no, this got a B minus. Jerry Lawler announced the final four competitors into the Iron Survivor Challenge, into the Iron Survivor qualifier. I didn't see that. I got to look.
Mhm.
um, but, but no, it's gonna. I feel like the Iron Survivor qualifiers last year were really good, so I'm actually excited for this year's as well.
I thought the Iron Survivor matches were really good last year. So
Mm,
the
yeah,
the people that they're putting into these
I meant
matches,
the matches.
but right, I know.
When is deadline?
Next Saturday.
Oh, okay. So it's when I go to Pennsylvania. Good to know.
Yeah,
Don't
but
meet me. No, I'm just kidding.
uh, I'll watch it. Keep you updated if you want.
No, I'll probably be home by then.
Oh, okay.
Next up, another Iron Survivor qualifier: Braun Breaker versus Eddie Thorpe. Yeah, I knew Breaker was gonna win.
Yeah, Eddie
I
kind of got smashed.
Yeah, I knew Eddie was gonna get destroyed. I
Well,
mean, Eddie Thorpe, I don't know much about the character. Like I know
mm,
who it is. It's Carl Fredericks,
yeah,
who I've seen some of his stuff like on New Japan Strong and that type of stuff, but I'd never really gotten into like him as a wrestler. I think I've only seen like one match. Um, but it's Braun Breaker, and he's like the favorite to win the Iron Survivor this year.
pretty much.
So, Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazier. I'm gonna need to go back and watch this match because that sounds good.
It,
I gotta be plus.
yeah, it was all right.
All
A little disappointing.
right. Yeah, it was a 5 minute match apparently, so maybe I won't go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was kind of a squash match. Nathan didn't really get much offense then.
Yeah. Hopefully they get a rematch. And so yeah, Baron Corbin is apparently going for the NXT title.
Still,
Yay. Whoopee.
he's gonna win at deadline. Let's go.
Shut up. You shut up. But no, that segment got a B plus. Ariana Grace versus Carmen Petrovic. I still love the fact that Ariana Grace is Santino's daughter because it just shows how old we are.
Right.
Like to think that Santino Morella has a daughter that's wrestling now.
That's wild.
I don't want to believe it. But no, the main highlight of this match wasn't even in the match. It was Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy ran off with the ring bell early into the match. He reappeared to ring it after Ariana Grace poked Carmen Petrovic and planted her to win with a forward fireman's carry slam. So, yeah, Joe Gacy has lost it. He's gone
It's a bit.
insane.
A little bit.
I'm kind of wondering where this character is going to go though.
Right.
um, Bleach Report gave this match a C. Lexus King, stupid name, versus Brooks Jensen. I don't care if it's his sister's name. I don't care. It's a stupid name.
Yeah, yeah.
Versus Brooks Jensen. Yeah, Lexus King won. This got a C
Obviously,
plus. Although Brooks Jensen, he the one that qualified? Am I making that up?
Josh Briggs
Josh Briggs
qualified.
qualified. Okay. Because Josh Briggs is like someone who I actually like to see do well in the Survivor match. I
Right?
don't. I have no faith that he's going to win Survivor match.
Probably not.
I think it'd be cool because they'd be building up someone,
Yeah.
but he's
Yeah.
not going to win. See, that's the difference between like MMA and WWE. You can like fully predict WWE.
Right.
MMA, he's not going to win. Oh wait, he won.
Well, that's because MMA is unscripted.
Like us. No.
Yay!
Number one contenders match: Wesley versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes for the NXT North American title, held by a non-NXT wrestler.
This match was very good.
I did watch this match. I did. It was really good, and I was really happy with the result because Wesley's my guy, man.
Yes, sir.
Him and
I figured he was
Ilya
winning. Uh-huh.
are like some of my favorites on NXT. But I was really happy that he won, and I'm really hoping he defeats Dominic at Deadline.
Yes, sir. I hope so too.
But no, really good match. Overall, I can't give the show a grade because I didn't watch it, but Bleach Report gives it a B minus.
I
So
think that's
overall,
fair.
not a bad show.
Yeah.
All right, let's head into the last one, or at least the first part of the last one, because we are on a time limit now.
Yeah.
Smack us down.
All right, let's get down with the smackness, boys. So we start off the show with
Every
Bianca
time,
Belair.
every time.
Uh, I'm sorry, I have to. Come on. But as we started the show with Bianca Belair, for some reason, still wanting to feud with Damage Control, even though you wanted War Games. Just let it go, lady.
Just
Come
let it
on,
go.
let it go.
Leave it
But
alone.
but no, she calls out Io Sky and Damage Control, and she wants to fight them 4-on-1 for some reason. And of course, that brings out the faces of the War Games match, minus Becky. So we got Io Sky, not Io Sky, Damage Control, and Bianca Flair, Shotzi Brawl. And this concludes with the babyfaces standing tall, obviously.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Bayley was nowhere to be found until they went backstage and saw that she was just chilling backstage. And apparently, Bayley's excuse was no one told her that Damage Control was going to the ring, so she didn't go.
Just like Truth saying they left him in Chicago.
Exactly. But this segment got a C from Leisure Reborn, which I can see
Yeah.
why.
Shut up.
I
Shut up.
did. Come
No.
on, man. Let me have it.
That was funny. I'll give you that one.
All right. Excuse me. Next up we have Lashley versus Butch, which is quite the match on paper. And this match would be so much better if Butch wasn't Butch, if he was Pete
If
Dunne.
he was Pete
But
Dunne.
alas, he is not. So this match was all right. He could have been worse. Lashley got the win with the spear,
Yeah. See, that's
and I think there was a tease that Pete Dunne may or may not be coming back to.
nice.
We shall see.
See, that's my thing with the name changes. Like we were saying, it would have been better if it was Pete Dunne, not Butch. The thing with the name changes, and this only applies to some because some of them got better after name changes. Gunther, The thing with the name changes for me though is they don't only change the name of the wrestler; they also just change the wrestler's entire fighting style or entire character. Like you had a character that worked in NXT. And
Oh yeah,
NXT, it's not like a separate entity from WWE. It's still WWE.
it is.
So it's not like NXT holds the rights to Pete Dunne
Mhm.
to where you can't just have Pete Dunne come up to the main roster. They've had Pete Dunne on a main roster show before. The
They
Survivor
did.
Series 2019, and it was a really good match.
Exactly.
So just bring up Pete Dunne. Why do you have to change his whole character?
Man, I don't know. I blame Vince for that.
Yeah.
Although it is a bit weird that they haven't reverted him back
I was
yet.
about to say, Vince has been gone for about basically a year now.
I'm not sure why they haven't reverted him back yet, but hopefully that moment will come soon. It seems that they're slowly building up for it,
Uh,
especially because they basically split up the Brawling Brutes. Like Ridge kind of walked out on Butch the other week, and Butch was nowhere. Not Butch. Ridge was nowhere to be found when Butch lost to Lashley. So we shall see where that goes. Santos Escobar versus Joaquin Wild. The splitting of
the LWO.
Legado del Fantasma / LWO, whatever you want to call it.
Legato WO. No, I'm just kidding.
Lega
Legat WO.
Legado WO. This was kind of a short match. Escobar defeated Wild because they got to build up
Yeah.
this despicable heel known as Santos Escobar. I'm
Yeah.
curious to see where that goes. Post-match attack on Wild from Escobar. Dragon League came out to make the save. So maybe we'll get another match between the two.
Hopefully it's better. That's the only thing I'll say. Hopefully it's better than the Survivor Series one. Because Survivor
Hopefully.
Series one, it was decent, but it wasn't like up to par with what you'd think when you hear Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar.
Exactly. Yeah. But I guess we'll have to see what happens. Oh, and side note, Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis were having a little bidding war over Randy Orton backstage, which was kind of funny. Adam thinking he's got a chance of getting Randy to sign with Raw. Haha, you nerd. Uh, Logan Paul made his return and cut a
Yeah.
promo. I didn't really pay attention to the segment like at all because I think we were watching Botchamania during.
We were
So
watching Botchamania, yeah.
I did not really pay
We were
attention to this
watching the new
segment at all.
Botchamania.
So apparently, Kevin Owens came out to interrupt Logan Paul, and then Grayson Waller came out to interrupt Kevin Owens. And this eventually led into the match that was previously scheduled, Kevin Owens versus Grayson Waller. Owens defeated Waller with a stunner, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all I got for that one.
All right.
I don't know.
Sorry, I was about to say what you were gonna say.
I was gonna say I don't know where they're going with Logan Paul and his U.S. title reign. I don't know who he's gonna challenge or when his next match is gonna be.
Well, on that point, they have a tournament for the U.S. title.
That's right. That's right. Hold on. Let me
They're
see if I
having a
can find
tournament.
the competitors in that match. I don't.
Before you do that, we are running out of time, so we will continue this in part dos. We hope to see y'all in part dos. We hope y'all see us, I should say. um, so yeah, come to part two where we will finish off SmackDown, talk about the tournament, and then do some personal wrestling questions, some Mount Rushmore, and then we shall start my final, me finally getting a win on Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Peace out.